Good morning, guys. It is August 23rd. It's a Monday, and I'm gonna go out into the woods. Charlie is at work today, and whew, it's gonna be a warm one here in Southeast Michigan again. Come on. Oh, Annabelle's gonna come out too. Come on, Annie. Come on, Annie, Sophie, Annie. Annie she's getting old. She's one of my little Yorkies, and she's gonna be 15. She turned 15 in July. This is Coco. So we're gonna go out to the pole barn. Where we are as of right now is the outside's ready for me to paint, which is exciting. I'm kind of glad about that. Let's see. Let's get this opened up. Pole barn's kind of a mess right now, but it cleans up nicely, so it's a great shot. Okay, we'll get things opened up, and I already have my paint, my rollers, I think everything I need out in the woods. So let's put this down for a quick second. You see our spray foam there, which has been really nice. Get my gloves on, and I'm gonna open up this back garage door. So we can get rocking and rolling today. Okay, so we bought this property. Charlie and I have been married 8.5 years. We bought this property when my mom fell when we were in Chesterfield. I took care of my mom, Elsie, for about 10 years before she passed away. She passed away last February, but after she fell, we knew that it wasn't going to be an option for her to go up and down the stairs to her bedroom in her house in Chesterfield. So we moved. And just to give you an idea, do you remember the Rock Project? There is the Rock Project. So that's a trail that goes down into the woods too. And this one kind of splits. We've landscaped quite a bit. Actually, I've done quite a bit of it because I'm home during the day. And whenever I was home during the day taking care of my mom, it was a nice reprieve to come out and just work in the woods, to feel like, life was still moving on, even though I was kind of not stuck at home, but stuck at home. So, all right, and you can see over here, I don't know if you see in the distance, the rocks and the little pinwheels and elephant ears. That's the memorial garden. Actually, we could take a walk over there. I'm gonna put my drink down. So you see where the outhouse is as of today. This is framed in. Making progress. The light is gonna go in here. It's actually a really cool little light. Obviously it's not mounted yet, so I have my work cut out for me today. But I'm thinking, because we built the duck house whenever we first moved here, because Calvin, who's now 20, he'll be 21 in January, felt very displaced from his friends. So I said, you know what, we're moving to the country. Let's get an animal. So we got ducks. So I'm thinking the duck house may get a coat of that paint too, because it's cedar and it started to kind of mildew. And our target, where we shoot our weapons, you see that's where that trail connects, that has the rocks on it. And then this is where it opens up to down this way. This was very wet when we originally moved here, extremely wet. And Charlie we rented an excavator, and he dug some trenches to the back ditch to provide some natural drainage. So I planted these elephant ears from bulbs this spring, and they're actually coming up, which I'm very pleased about. And then down here you see the trails continue down to the fences, or the fence that we built. But this is the memorial garden, which was much prettier whenever the hostas weren't eaten by the deer. We had a lot of rain a couple of months ago. The hostas had come in beautifully. The deer were leaving them alone for the most part. And whenever the rain came, I think it was about the only thing they had to eat. So that's what they did. But this is the memorial garden for my mom, my dad, and my brother. That's Cecil and Elsie Lindsay, and my brother Cecil Lindsay Jr. So every time I walk by here, I just hit the wind chime, say hi. It's nice having it here. All right, moving on. In my opinion, this was kind of brilliant on Charlie's part. So, obviously, we've brought some rocks out here. I've cut trails and we brought rocks and brought the chipper out and blew some mulch into it. And I've kind of designed how I wanted things. And I said to Charlie, I'd really like a decorative fence of some sort here. You know, maybe something taller, because he's very skilled in making these intricately designed, you know, just little random fences in the woods. So what he did was he cut this tree off, this one, and the last post. And then from fallen branches, trees that have come down and so forth, we took these longer pieces and wove them in. That's brilliant. It was brilliant. Obviously, well, we busted a couple belts on the chipper. So this still needs to be chipped. And I think eventually I'd like to see maybe some tiger lily or something that's going to come high and creep over the fence a little bit. I love the tree roots of that tree. I just think it's so pretty. So when we clean this part up, we'll probably just clean it out a little bit so that that becomes the focal point, which I love. And then obviously the trail goes down this way. We call this the spinner trail because of these nice little spinners that are in the trees, and they spin whenever the wind blows. This is what we called our old campground. And last year I had it cleared out a little bit better. But because it was so wet, I wanted to move the campground up here. So for hammocks and things, there are plenty of trees. And then if we wanted to come out here and pop our little tent up, we could do that. You can see that we bought a swing. I think I got that for Mother's Day. And then the trail continues down. And it goes down here and opens up to an area that also has hosta. There's a little bridge, and then it goes back to Charlie's deer blind. You can barely see in the woods. And then it comes down the center and also wraps around and then goes back to the property. So right now the trails are not groomed. Usually I have them cleaner than this, but because we're doing other things, I haven't driven back through here. And you know, whenever I run the zero turn through here, it cleans all this little random stuff up so the walking trail's clear. So for Mother's Day, Calvin bought raspberry plants for me, and they're planted back over here. Because we're so heavily wooded, we don't have a whole lot of choice as to where we're going to plant things for sun. So if it's not appropriate to go out front and be in the sun, then, you know, we have to kind of tuck it wherever the spots are back here. So we'll go back this way. And this isn't all the trails by far, but you can see what I've done with my time, clearing these out and making it very usable. You see how much Coco loves the trails. All right, we refer to this as Fern Gully because of all the ferns. This is one of that's my nemesis. This little hole makes it almost impassable. So that's something, the next time we get the excavator, we'll do something different. I don't know, we may need to move that log so that it doesn't block the flow of water. So we're gonna go back up Fern Gully. And then I have a little side path cut to the memorial garden. And then there's the 3-tree garden over here. And you can see we're coming back up to the back of the outhouse. And the property's up here. And again, it goes further back, but I love it out here. It's so pretty. So today, what I plan on doing with the outhouse is, all right, in the original design, for the original, the metal that Charlie cut to put on the roof, I thought was going to be exposed up top. So whenever I chose the dark charcoal kind of gray, my assumption was that I'd be looking at dark charcoal, light gray, white door, black handles, and then maybe do the deck in black. Now that that's not showing, I think what I'm going to do is paint it out gray, fully gray, and just see how it looks, and paint the door out white whenever I do the interior, and see how everything comes together. And that's where we are so far. I think it's going to come together nicely. It's a little bit smaller than I anticipated, but like, look at this overhang and the deck. It's so nice. And then we're gonna put some pavers out here. I don't know if I'm gonna use those. We have some gray ones. And then right here, I kind of see, we have, do you see the boulders out there in the memorial garden? They're not as big as those, but I'd like to put maybe 3 over here. And I kind of see some taller plants along the sides, maybe elephant ears, a couple hostas up front. And I think it will look really, really super good. So what I bought is, I bought a 1/2-inch nap for this application because it's so bumpy and porous and deep that if I used a 3/8, it wouldn't get down in there. So I'm gonna start with the 1/2-inch roller, and I'll stop for now, and then I'll turn this back on as I get bitten and let you see how far I've gotten.